Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Jethco here, and we've got our questions for my 50 subscriber celebration Q&A. Yippee, hip hip hooray, all that fun jazz. Let's jump right into it. So this is the celebration. I hit 50 subscribers. Ironically enough, I dropped to 47 afterwards, but I made that comment to War Eagle, and he got on his Twitter and was like, "Hey, Jethco deserves more subscribers. Everybody who subscribed to me needs to subscribe to Jethco too." And I got 3 more, so I'm back up to 50 again. So thank you for that, War Eagle. I'm back up to 50. All right. Okay, let's jump into the questions. I've got my list here. Nice little list. It's about a page and a half long, and I omitted questions that were repeated, by the way. So if I didn't say a question that you asked, it's because somebody else asked it and I've already covered it, so I'm not repeating any questions. More than once, people asked me what my favorite Total War game was and if I have any hobbies outside of the video game world, so things like that. If a question was asked to me more than once, I only cover it once. Don't feel like I'm ignoring your questions, just know that it is being answered even if I didn't mention that you asked it. We'll begin with Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, because he was... I just went down the list. Also, this is in no particular order. I went down the list of comments, and it's just whoever was listed first. So first we got Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales. Question number 1, what made you start making videos? Well, I have to admit, Total War videos, I did not get started. Total War videos is not what inspired me to become a YouTuber. Europa Universalis 4 videos is what inspired me to become a YouTuber. I wanted to enter the Europa Universalis 4 community and be a part of the YouTuber community of that game. But I was rejected. I wouldn't say rejected, I was ignored. I contacted several big and small Europa Universalis 4 YouTubers, and not one time did I get an answer. Not once. Not even an answer saying, hey, you know, I prefer to play with people who have more subscriptions, or I prefer to play with someone who is a little more experienced with the game. I just got nothing. No messages back at all. So I decided to move away from Europa Universalis 4 community, and I've been with the Total War community for a little while now, but I've been playing Total War games since I was about 13, I want to say. 12, 13, 14, somewhere around there. So more than 10 years. I'm 25 now. So it's definitely more than 10 years. Somewhere around 12 sounds about right. So yeah, Dragonheart, you were the first guy I wrote. Honestly, I don't know why I looked up Total War videos or something like that, but I did on YouTube. I don't remember what had happened, but I looked up Total War videos, and Dragonheart was the first guy I ran across, and I wrote him and I was like, hey, I've got just a little bit of experience recording videos, not a whole lot, but now that I have a better computer, I look forward to getting into it, and I wouldn't mind, you know, being able to play with you or chat with you and share experiences and get some of your pros and cons of what is this and what if this happens, you know, give and take on both ends. And he answered pretty much immediately. There's an 8-hour time difference. I'm in California, United States. He's in Wales. It's an 8-hour difference. So if I write him at 2 o'clock in the morning, he'll get it. He's probably at work. So I got it pretty quickly, and he said, absolutely. Heck yeah. As a matter of fact, I've got this Google Plus group of Total War guys. And I was like, great. Yeah, it's awesome. A freaking community, and he actually answered. So that was awesome. But what really drove me to begin recording videos on YouTube in the first place was unemployment. I was working for a company in the oil field here in California, and because of the lack of work in 2014, I was laid off, and I needed something to do, and I went into YouTube thinking maybe this is a way I could earn some money in the future, hopefully. So I started making videos. when it got a little bit more into it, and I didn't decide, but I realized that making money on YouTube videos wasn't something that was going to be realistic in the very near future. So I decided to change my motive and do it because I enjoyed it. I do it now. Since then, I was rehired to the same company and then laid off again when the price of crude oil went down, and like 75-80% of the workers at that facility are now unemployed. It's like a huge crash. I'm still unemployed. I've been unemployed since November of 2014. So yeah, here I am recording again. That's kind of how I got started making YouTube videos, was unemployment and wanting to make some money. And then later, when I realized that making money probably wasn't going to happen as quickly as I wanted, I decided to not even focus on that and just do it because I like it. I like being able to record my experiences in a game and share them with somebody else and have them comment on it and tell me, you know, you're a moron, why did you do that? You know, I don't enjoy being called a moron. I would prefer that people would use better terminology. But, you know, I want to improve. If somebody says, hey, if you want to try this out, it worked for me a lot better than what you just did, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, why not? I haven't tried that before, maybe it will work. So that's kind of how I got started in YouTube. Question number 2. What channels do you like watching on YouTube? Well, Dragonheart, I gotta admit that yours is probably the one I watch the most. Lately, I've been enjoying your Western Roman Empire campaign on Attila, and I've also quite enjoyed your FIFA 2015 career. It's actually quite entertaining. I'm not really much for soccer, football for everyone else outside the United States. In the United States, it's called soccer. Don't ask me why. It's probably because you wear freaking knee-high socks. Yes, I don't know. But I'm not too much. I don't know the game. We don't pay too much attention to soccer, football, in the United States. It's really not our thing too much. So I don't really know a whole lot about it, but it sure is a lot of fun to watch you play it. It's a lot of good fun commentary, and I even kind of wanted to get into it. I speak Spanish fluently as a second language, and I wanted to give something to my friends that I actually have in Central and South America. When I tell them, hey, I've got this YouTube channel, I play video games, and they're like, oh, do you play FIFA? And I'm like, well, no, no, I don't, and I don't have any Spanish videos either. And they're like, okay, well, let me know when you do, and I'll watch. And I'm just like, well, this could be a thing, you know? Soccer, football is like the most popular thing in the Latino world. It's like the one thing that men, women of all ages share a common love for is soccer and supporting their local teams. It's like their local teams, and when there's a cup game going on, they support their nation's team. So it's great. It's a good thing. We'll get into soccer a different day, but that's a huge subject. I've got quite a strong opinion of professional soccer, and it's good and it's also bad. So we'll move on to that. Other channels. I enjoy watching a little bit of War Eagle, a little bit of King of Rome, a little bit of Strategic Gaming when he's got some stuff on there. Other channels that I enjoy watching has to do with music and creation. So there's actually one particular channel. It's called Check It, and they do a lot of Photoshop creations. They have some tutorials on there, but they also have their own band. So they're all about art. It's actually really cool. They do Photoshop and other programs for digital creations for desktops and little videos and whatever else, but they also write music and record their own music videos for their songs. So they're actually great. They're not bad at all. There's also other music channels that I like to pay attention to for like internationally renowned bands. It's their official channels that they will put announcements on and music videos and all kinds of stuff. For other gamers, I like Arumba. He's typically a Europa Universalis 4 player, one of the guys that I contacted that never answered me. I still watch him, no grudge held. Quill18 is very knowledgeable. He actually writes video games, he writes programs for video games, and he's got a tutorial on his channel about how to create a video game from nothing. I haven't actually watched it, but it's on there. So there is that. Quill18 was actually the very first gamer YouTuber that I paid attention to. He was like my very first subscription was to Quill18. And he's a good guy. Typically fairly clean vocabulary, easy to understand. I believe he's bilingual because he is from a part of Canada where they also speak Canadian French. Pretty sure there is that. I honestly gotta tell you the truth, I don't watch a lot of Lionheart. Not because I don't like him, but just because he's popular. I tend to not watch the popular guys. PewDiePie, don't watch him. The Yogscast guys, I don't watch them. I don't watch Yogscast primarily because I hate Minecraft. They do other games, but they primarily do Minecraft, and I hate Minecraft. I tried it. My brother bought me Minecraft and like 2 years ago, and I tried it with him, and I'm just like, you know, in the end, I'm digging a fake hole. I'm supposed to make stuff out of the crap I get out of the hole, but it doesn't tell you how, and unless you watch these guys play or look it up online somewhere, you can't know how because it's not anywhere in the game. So that's that. I don't watch a whole lot of other people. Dragonheart, Check It, some other guys for production and music, and Sunjetsu. I check out Sunjetsu when he's got some like top 5 this, or what do you think of this culture pack that. He actually inspired me to share my opinion about some recent DLCs for Attila. That was something. Holy cow. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What is your favorite moment in a Total War game? I might have to think about this one just a little bit. Favorite moment? Really, my favorite moments in any Total War campaign is when I'm struggling. When it's easy, I'm just like mowing over the enemies. That's fun. I mean, you're getting to the campaign objective. That's nice and everything. But when you're struggling, that's exciting. You have to think. You're just like, how am I gonna get out of this? Holy crap! They've got me cornered. What do I do? Okay, I need to go over there and then do this. But first priority is I need some money, so I can't spend anything this round and do this and that. It's when, at any point in time, in any campaign, when I'm struggling, that's what I like. However, there is a fine line between having fun and struggling and being pissed off and frustrated struggling. I haven't played Western Roman Empire yet in Attila. I would like to accept Dragonheart's challenge of doing it as well. I would like to do that just to experience it, but from what I've seen so far, I might get a little frustrated and pissed off. But that's kind of when you've lost control. When you are struggling so hard that you are upset and frustrated, you've lost control, and you need to do something to gain the control back. And that's kind of what makes it even more fun, is gaining the control. What do you like or dislike about Total War? What do I like about Total War? The strategy. The military strategy is what pulled me towards the Total War series in the first place. What do I dislike? Some of the changes that they've done recently. First of all the way through Shogun 2, I believe, they had those arrows that you could click to move all of the selected units you have right now, to move them up, forwards, you know, turn them clockwise or counterclockwise. They're gone now. Rome 2 and Attila don't have those. Why? Why would you take those out? It was so crucial to my gameplay. I used those things all the time. If it's not broken, why fix it? Leave it there. Bring it back. I want my arrows back. I dislike so much that they are making all these factions purchasable. Before it was, you beat the campaign with this faction, Faction A we'll call it, and you get Faction E available as a reward. That's how it should be. DLCs should be about improving gameplay experience and not increasing gameplay options. I very much dislike the way Sega and or the Creative Assembly have been managing DLCs and just kind of stabbing us, the customers, the fanatics, for every bit of $5 that we can scrub out of our pockets. So I dislike that very much. I dislike that I feel like they went downhill somewhat on graphics after Shogun 2. Shogun 2, it's like they freaking peaked. It was amazing. Artillery explosions, the sound effects, everything was just so good. And then Rome 2 came out, and it's like they went back to Empire. Or maybe not so much to Medieval 2, but I felt like it was back in Empire, and the guys were just freaking not following instructions. The AI was dumb. Like I feel like they are not putting their heart into it now as much as they were before. So I feel like they cared a lot more about their product before Rome 2, and certainly not as much as they used to now. So there's that. I dislike that. I love Total War series though. So much fun. I can't say I'm very experienced with multiplayer. I played one multiplayer match against my buddy Killjoy, and he beat me. He beat me to a pulp. I thought I was good, and then he got in there and just mowed me down. It was so bad. That was a long time ago though. That's all the questions I had from Dragonheart. Next we've got War Eagle, who gave me a huge list of questions. I wrote down 11. I think there were 13, but some, like a couple of them, were repeated. So, question number 1 from War Eagle. Do you like sports? If so, what is your favorite team and player of that sport? As a side note, I have to add that I think it's hilarious that War Eagle, who speaks English as a second language, which he does fairly well, especially being from where he is, English is not too much of a common thing in that area of the world, and I'm sure he's only learned English because he enjoys learning. So good on you, but I thought it was hilarious that he was writing British English. In the United States, we spell favorite without a U, and in Britain they spell it with a U, and he spelled it with a U, and it was hilarious. It is correct. That is spelled correctly, but not in the United States. It shows what your influences are for English. The English language is hilarious. Anyway, on with the question. Do I like sports? I do like sports. Sports are alright. I prefer non-professional sports, like the guys who are fighting to get the contract. College sports, I prefer college sports because the guys who have the contracts that are playing for professional clubs for any sport are usually very prideful and they just want more. Whereas the guys that are fighting for the contract are usually neck deep in debt from college or something similar to that nature. And they just want the contract. They're playing the game because they love the game and they're hoping to be able to play it professionally. So they give it all. They give it all. They give all of themselves to the game, hoping to be noticed. And it just turns out to be a great game. And then you've got professionals who, in the world of football, soccer football, not American football. In the world of soccer football, we'll call it that to avoid confusion. In the world of soccer football, professionally, it is perfectly acceptable for a grown man to fake an injury and fall down, fake crying. What the freaking crap is that? Yeah, I cannot condone professional soccer games. So I actually told a friend of mine that I will give him $20 if we can go together to watch a game, and if they did not fall down fake crying not one time, and he lost the bet. we have yet to watch a game together where somebody on one of the teams or both didn't fake an injury to get somebody else in trouble. That's retarded. Not all professional teams, mind you, but several professional soccer football teams pay coaches, acting coaches, to teach their players how to convince referees that they are not faking, when in fact they are. It's absolute crap. I really enjoy hockey. I can't name more than like 2 teams, but I do enjoy watching it. Especially the little guys. You go to like local sports hockey events where it's just a city's team, not in the NHL, but it'll be like a Southern California league or something like that, or Western United States league, and it's just a blast. You have so much fun. It's boxing on ice. It's so much fun to watch. I could care less about MMA. Couldn't care less. Sorry. That's pronounced right. I could not care less about MMA. It's fun to watch every so often, but it's not really my thing. Every so often you have a great fight, and I'll watch the highlights, but typically I won't watch it. American football is kind of the same thing as soccer football nowadays, not with the faking an injury crap, but with the whining because several $1 million a year apparently isn't enough of an income for them somehow. You give a poor man several $1 million, he's going to spend it. That's the freaking point. They're going to spend it. So they figure out that they spent all their money, now they need more. So they go whining to have more money. That's the point. That's why I kind of prefer watching college players, because they have no money. They got nothing. They're fighting to be recognized. So that's kind of like, as far as a favorite team, okay, favorite sport, I don't really have a favorite. Once upon a time, I was very sports centered. I was young. I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right around there. And I loved sports of any kind. My favorite to play was baseball. I mean, friggin' in junior high, I was all about football, baseball, dodgeball, golf, swimming, hockey. I would and could play anything, and I was good at everything I touched. Until I figured out how incredibly entertaining video games are. And that's when it all went downhill in the sports world. So I don't really have a favorite team, and I certainly don't have a favorite player, because I refuse to have a favorite player. I don't see it as like a sin or anything like that, or anything bad to admire a player for his talents, but I refuse to just get on my hands and knees and kiss his butt because he's good at playing a game and gets paid way too much to play it. Not doing it. I'm not idolizing another human being because he can throw a ball pretty good. No, that's not how I go. I will be the first one to admit that man has talent in that game, or that woman is an excellent volleyball player, or she can freaking rock a tennis racket, or he can throw a three-pointer and make it every time, and he is so good. But I am not going to just say, like, he is by far the best athlete and I wish I could have his children. No, I'm not going to go that far. There are people who do take it that far, women especially. Ironically enough. Oh, one sport that shouldn't be a sport at all, in my opinion, NASCAR. Not a sport. They are driving in circles. Formula One, yes, a sport, because there is actually strategy involved. NASCAR, not a sport. One circle, 300 times. Who's going to be in first? Probably the guy who started in first. Friggin', it's just like Jeff Dunham's act. They're making a left turn. No, I don't understand how that can still be the most popular sport in the United States. They're driving in a circle at 220 miles an hour in a piece of plastic. It would be thrilling for them and it's a loud thrill for the crowd, but I don't understand how they have such a fan base. I just don't get it. I've had a couple friends who are NASCAR junkies. They do the pay-per-view and everything. Let's just say that there's a reason that NASCAR is only covered on ESPN2. Moving on. Second question from War Eagle. Do you have any hobbies besides video games? I do enjoy swimming. Although I don't do it very occasionally, I do enjoy swimming. I watch a lot of series on TV. I've lived in California for a little over 2 years now, and I can honestly say I have no friends at all, with the exception of one who never speaks to me in the entire state of California. I don't. I've got 1 or 2 friends in Washington that it is north of me by like 10 hours, and I have friends in the Rockies, so that's another 10 hours to the east driving. So I don't have a whole lot of hobbies, and even when I do have friends, we usually just end up playing video games anyway. We all like video games. I enjoy strategy of any kind, really, but hobbies outside of video games, not a whole lot. I did enjoy aviation quite a bit in high school, but I wasn't able to get into that. So as far as hobbies like building model cars or anything like that, or fishing or anything else, not really. I haven't participated in anything that could be considered a hobby in several years. Next question, who is your favorite movie actor or actress? Let's go actor and actress. My favorite actress of all time, she's my actress crush. Catherine Zeta-Jones. Love Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's so classy. She's beautiful. She's classy. She's an excellent actress. She's great. Gotta love Catherine Zeta-Jones. Favorite actor? Ian McKellen. For the same reason, really. He's a very classy actor. He does an excellent job. I've never seen a movie with him in it that I thought he did a poor job in. So he's very prestigious now after his performance in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. But before that, he was in X-Men, and before that, he was in Da Vinci Code. Was it before? I don't know. He was in Da Vinci Code, X-Men, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, and he's been acting for way longer than those movies. I mean, he's done theater plays. He's an excellent actor. And as far as acting quality, I think he's got to be right up there. Next question. Number 4, what's your favorite type of music? I prefer rock. Pretty much any kind of rock, but I really like kind of a punk rock. Which kind of leads us to our next question, who is your favorite musician? And they kind of answer each other. My favorite type of music is any kind of rock. And my favorite musician, who I think would explain my favorite kind of rock, is Atreyu. Freaking love Atreyu so much. They produce such great music, so much passion and emotion in their music, and it's obvious that they love what they do, and they do it because they're excellent at it. They're so freaking good. I like other bands as well, but let's say I'm on a long trip. I'm on a huge trip, several hours long, and I've listened to all of my Atreyu albums, so I put something else in to listen to. I get to about the middle of the first song of someone else, and I'm just like, Atreyu's better. So I start over with my Atreyu albums and listen to all those again. So I really like Atreyu, but I like other guys too. I like Chiodos. I like Bullet for My Valentine. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. You know, I'm from that generation. That's what I did in high school. That's who we were. It's awesome. And for parties, you know, like just a bunch of friends getting together to fool around and have a good time, techno's always fun. Not any kind of techno. It's got to be kind of a particular kind of techno. Typically trance. I prefer trance in the electronic music genre, and rock, kind of a punk rock, hard rock in the rock genre. But I also like 80s rock as well. You know, I like Rush. Rush is so good. I was raised on Rush and Ozzy Osbourne, with some country music in there as well. But my dad was he was a Rush junkie in the 80s. He played the drums in the 80s. He could play anything Neil Peart can at a lower level, but Neil Peart is better. Number 6, what is your favorite game of all time? Favorite game of all time. You know, this takes us back to like the original Game Boy when I was 6 or 7 years old. Man, favorite game of all time. I've been playing video games for a really long time. N64 had some great games. You've got the original Super Mario Brothers 64, Super Mario 64. You've got Pokemon. The original Red and Blue versions were excellent games. I really kind of disliked the fact that there are like, what, 900, 850 Pokemon now? You freaking kidding me? The first 151 were the best, by far. You didn't need any more than that. They only created more because it was getting old. If they didn't create more, then people would have gotten bored and they would have gone bankrupt. But my favorite game of all time. That's a thinker. There's a lot of games to choose from. I've got a bunch of games behind me. Final Fantasy X I enjoyed. Battlefront 2 is excellent. Dark Cloud 2 is trash. Don't play that. I still have it, I don't know why. I think... Oh my gosh. What's my favorite game? I'm really struggling. What's my favorite game of all time? It's not Halo or Call of Duty. I really enjoyed Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City. Mostly because it makes me nostalgic. I played those with friends a lot. I do enjoy the Legend of Zelda series, although I can honestly say that I've never finished one. I never have. Like, I get into it and I'm going, and then the first time I run into something that's kind of hard, I take a break and then I never go back. Why don't we compartmentalize it? I can't choose one game, so we'll say per system. N64, my favorite game was Super Smash Brothers, hands down. PS2, Vice City. I think it would either, yeah, I think Vice City. Grand Theft Auto Vice City is probably my favorite on the PS2, although San Andreas was pretty good, and Battlefront 2 was excellent. PS2 has just got so many good games, but I think it would have to be a Grand Theft Auto Vice City as my favorite on that system. The Xbox, I think Halo has it for Xbox. PC, the Warhammer 40k series, all of it. They're all great games. You've got Dawn of War. The Dawn of War series is all good. From the very beginning, Dawn of War, the original, all the way to Dawn of War 2, they're all freaking amazing. I love Dawn of War. Yeah, I hope that I've satisfied that question. I can't think of any just like one game that was better than all the rest. I enjoyed too many. Let's see here. Number 7, which Total War game is your favorite? Shogun 2. Hands freaking down. Total War Shogun 2 is the best game they've made so far in the Total War series. Medieval 2, well, they started with Shogun, then it went Medieval, and then Rome. Medieval 2, Shogun 2, Rome 2. And it just kept getting better, you know. You got Shogun. Rome and Medieval were all pretty close. Shogun was actually its own little thing. Nothing has been like the first Shogun. I've never even played it, but I've watched videos. Medieval 2 and Medieval and Rome 1 were very similar. Different time periods, similar gameplay. Pretty good, especially for that time period of video game making. And then you got Medieval 2 was a little bit better, but it's not my favorite, not even close. Empire is kind of where I really got into it. It's like I played Medieval 2 and Rome, and I had a good time. I would finish a campaign and I'd be like, well, that was entertaining. But it was when Empire came out and they introduced that era of just like line infantry lining up and shooting each other. The gentleman's battle, so to speak. That's where I really got into the game. And then they took that element and tacked it on Japanese culture and did the Japanese Civil War for Westernization. Hands down, the freaking best Total War game I've ever touched. Rome 2 was trash, and Tilla's heading in that direction, but it's better than Rome 2 so far. So Shogun 2 is my favorite Total War title by far. Wow, what is my favorite historical empire? The Mongols. You know, there have been quite a few empires. There's been empires as recent as the 1940s. You know, the Nazi Empire was a very large empire. And Hitler wanted to be just like the Roman Empire. He wanted to be like the Napoleonic Empire. He had dreams. And an empire is just that. It's one man wanting complete power, all of the power, and to own everything under the sun. But I think my favorite, because of the time period and where they started, comparing where they started to what they achieved, would have to be the Mongols. The Mongols, even today, the Mongols are a nomadic people. More so back then. There were no permanent cities at all in Mongolia at the time. If there were, they were small and nobody really took them seriously. But when Genghis Khan had a dream that he was supposed to like Mongolize, so to speak, the whole world, and that he and his bloodline had been chosen to do this for their god, everything changed. They went from a nomadic people, in 3 generations time, they became the largest empire this world has ever seen. Ever. Are you kidding me? The nomadic people created an empire through conquest that has yet to meet a rival. It's just amazing. Amazing. What is your favorite color? Black, I guess. I'm always wearing something black. I have way too many black t-shirts. Black hoodies. My shoes are black and red. My motorcycle's white. That's the thing. My favorite, I can't say I prefer one color in everything. My favorite color clothing is black. Black is a primary color, and then a secondary color is something that complements black, which is pretty much everything. So yeah, there is that. Usually red, pink and black go really well. Purple and black also, but it has to be kind of a darker purple. For vehicles, my favorite color is white because nothing looks sharper than a freaking super clean white vehicle. Super sharp. For homes, I like the Like the darker, clean colors, like a tan. My walls are whitish tan, kind of. Because of my light bulb, they look a little yellow, but they are white. That's about it. I prefer brick outside on houses with pillars and whatnot. I don't know. For a lot of times for walls, what I find to be a really nice color for, say, a study is a nice brown color. Something that kind of complements wood, a dark wood. So, but I think my favorite color out of them all would probably just be black. For ties, I like pink, purple. I was kind of into black and red, but towards the end I was kind of pink and purple. But for most clothing and anything else really, black with some sort of secondary color to complement it as accents, that's good. Next question, top 3 best things that have happened to your channel. Well, number 1 so far, getting involved with the Total War community. Definitely. And meeting some of the guys that, my colleagues really, my colleagues and people who I would like to call my friends. Even if we don't play together and communication is every so often, I would call you guys my friends. Because if I write to you, you would respond. Then that's what it's all about, really. Dragonheart is a great guy. Dragonheart the Prince of Wales is a wonderful YouTuber. Second best thing, I'm growing. I've reached 50 subscribers now. It took a lot longer than I thought. And I look at other people's channels and they would be celebrating like 500 or even 1,000 subscribers, and they're like, oh, it's only been 4 months. I'm like, well, I've been doing this for like 6 months and I've got 50 subscribers. What am I doing wrong? I was like, what the heck? Like, I'm playing games and I'm commentating and I'm giving my opinions, and every so often we have a chuckle. So what the frick is the difference? I don't know. The third best thing that's happened to my channel, an expansion in game titles. I've started to expand outside of Total War and to include so far Company of Heroes 2, and I really wouldn't mind getting a sport game in there somewhere, whether it be, you know, NHL, FIFA, NFL, something, some form of sport, as well as in a different language, in a second language. I would like to produce videos in Spanish as well. I think that stuff is going to be good. But as far as things that have happened, I don't actually think I can think of 3 awesome things that have happened. Sorry. What do you think about War Eagle? I think War Eagle does a really good job recording his videos and has a very good understanding of the games that he plays. And as a professional English speaker, I guess, as someone who speaks English as a first language, listening to War Eagle speak English as a second language is fairly easy. Yeah, he's got a pretty good understanding of the English language. Alright, those were 11 questions by War Eagle. Thank you, War Eagle, for you actually, pretty sure you wrote me like 13 questions. But I'm pretty sure a couple of them were repeated, so we just went with 11. Strategic Gaming 22. Number 1, what interests do you have? You mean in general? Since I was 10 years old, I wanted to fly airplanes for the United States Air Force. But thanks to affirmative action, freaking liberals, I can't get into college. Because I am a white male from a middle-income family, which is the freaking worst combination of anything you can be if you want to go to college. So, apparently, other people who are in a minority deserve to go to college more than me because they are a different skin color bracket, I guess. I don't know. Whether or not my grades were better than theirs, they got to go because they are black or Latino or female or something that I'm not. I don't know. Interests, well, I can't get into the Air Force now because of, well, several things. I can't be a pilot, so I'm not going. What newer games are you looking forward to? There's one called Fractured Space. I actually purchased and downloaded the alpha for Fractured Space, which is a 5v5. It's pretty much World of Warships in space, pretty much. So you take huge spaceships. There's 5 to a team, and you go kill each other. Who says no to a space battle for $10? Absolutely. I'm looking forward to getting that underway. I haven't actually been able to play World of Warships, although it is now finally working on my system. I can't wait to get into some World of Warships. Other newer games. They have announced an MMORPG Warhammer 40k. What is it? Eternal... Oh man, I can't remember what it is. Eternal something. I gotta look at Eternal Crusade. I am looking forward to that. I will be playing Warhammer 40k MMORPG. It might suck, but I will determine that for myself. If I can get in the beta, I freaking will. Absolutely. What do you want to do in life? I don't know. Like I said, since I was about 10 years old... I'm being written by somebody. Pretty sure I turned my thing off. Oh well, sorry about that. Like I said before, since I was 10 years old, all I wanted to do and all I focused on was being able to fly airplanes for the United States Air Force. But now that that's impossible because of my age, and a bachelor's degree is required to do that. And now, because of my age, I cannot get a bachelor's degree in time because of the age. Freaking stop writing me! What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Anyway, because of my age, I cannot get a bachelor's degree in time to qualify for a commission in the United States Air Force before the age limit. So I don't know what I want to do in life. I don't care about anything else. I never have. I'm probably going to end up working in something that I hate. Maybe not hate, something that I couldn't care less about. Something that I don't care about at all. Probably just to be able to feed the family, kind of a thing. So hopefully something crops up. A cousin of mine is in real estate, and I've been thinking about that. I might get into real estate. That's always something that's been a possibility that I've juggled in my mind. Let's see. Did you choose the thug life, or did the thug life choose you? Well, neither, because I'm not a thug. I don't live the thug life because I'm not retarded. Does it feel good to be a gangster? I'm not a gangster. I don't sell drugs, I don't buy drugs, I don't pimp women, I don't beat women, I don't kill cops, I don't kill anybody. I do my best not to mistreat anybody I talk to. I don't have any tattoos. I wear a belt around my waist to keep my pants from falling down. I don't wear any other type of baggy clothing. Yeah, I'm not a gangster. Gangsters are what will destroy the United States economy. Matt Allen wrote and asked, are you getting GTA 5 for PC? Matt Allen, probably not. Because I already have it for one of my consoles. Which brings us to your next question. Do you have a console? As a matter of fact, I do. Right here to the right of me, still hooked up to my TV, I've got a PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, and a PlayStation 3. Let's talk about the difference between consoles and PCs for a second. I gotta answer this dude. I'm sorry. Freaking, why do you wanna freaking, what are you doing? He's being odd. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna... Let's talk about my favorite consoles for a second, and where I kind of rank them all. We'll start with the PlayStation 2 era. So you had PlayStation 2 and Xbox that were competing against each other. PlayStation 2 is better than Xbox on any day of the week. Easily. Next generation, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is better, hands down. However, the one thing I did like very much about the PS3 that Xbox 360 did not have was the wireless network card that came stock with the console. For some reason, Microsoft didn't catch on at all at any point in their production of Xbox 360, and even today, an Xbox 360 network card is going to run you between $60 and $100. Way too much money. Holy freaking crap. Now we'll talk about PS4 and Xbox One. Xbox One is a piece of crap. PS4 is where it's freaking at. But all of the aforementioned consoles are inferior to PC. PC is where it's at. A console comes out mediocre. It comes out obsolete. The very day that any console comes out, regardless of the generation or how new you think it is, freaking PC parts are newer. Get over it. Your consoles are obsolete. The same games that are available for console and PC, you can get them on PC and it's a better experience. If you really want to, you can just buy a console controller and use it to play on your PC. There you go. Consoles are inferior to PC. People try and tell me that I'm wrong. I'm not. When a console comes out, all of its innards are obsolete. Sorry, technology moves fast. By the time they get it off the drawing board, created and sold, it's already obsolete. It's not my fault. It's just the way of the world. Thank you, Matt Allen, for your questions. From what I can tell, you're not a YouTuber. You didn't have a channel picture or anything like that. And you are literally the only person who sent me questions that isn't a YouTuber. You are like a viewer, I suppose. Thank you very much for taking the time and asking me questions. King Paris asks me, what is your favorite faction from the entire Total War series and why? I will definitely have to restrict it to factions that I've actually played, obviously. Gotta take a drink real quick. This is my medicine cup. My mom got this when she was in the hospital about 1.5 years ago, and I use it for drinks. It can hold 2 whole cans of pop and has a huge straw. Wonderful combination. My favorite faction and why? I think out of all of the factions that I've played in all of the Total War series, I would have to say Prussia in Empire Total War, because I dominate people with that faction. The special units that you get and the location of the beginning location and the strife that's going on there right from the beginning makes for excellent gameplay, and you're just like a war faction. It's what you do. For some reason, Prussia at that time frame was just domination. I love playing as Russia in Empire Total War. What do you look forward to most when starting a new campaign? A new experience. You know, in any Total War series, all the way back to Medieval 1, each faction has specialties. You know, we'll take Shogun 2 for an example. One faction will have excellent monk units or something, and then another faction will be primarily cavalry. This faction will be ranged units with bows, and another faction will have exceptional naval units. You know, it's a whole new experience, and playing the game to take advantage of those specialties changes the way that you have to play a lot of times. So that's what I like about starting a new campaign. is one, you start at a new place, so the dangers are a little different. You have different friends each time, and then you've got to play differently. That's just a great experience. What do you look for when you watch other Total War YouTubers? Authenticity. Easily. I search for authenticity. You know, I don't want some dude who's faking a voice. We'll take PewDiePie as an excellent example. He's extremely popular. He's like the third most popular channel on the entire YouTube website. Alright? He makes way too much money. But he's super popular because he gives his audience what they want. He's not authentic. He's not the same person on camera as he is with his family. And I understand why he does that. I'm not docking him. I'm not saying that he's a horrible person or anything like that. I'm saying that I don't like that. That's not what I look for. I don't look for childishness. I don't want, crazy fake this and fake that. On my videos, I am me. The Jethco you see on the videos with those jokes and if I mess up my voice and I'm having a good time, that's who I am in real life as well. I want an authentic YouTuber. And I've found quite a lot of them in the Total War community. And I congratulate all of you. I didn't need my phone, I wanted this. Next question, and also the last question. Where do you see your channel in a year's time? In 1 year, I would love to see my channel with 10,000 subscribers or more. I have over 175 videos right now. All of them are 720p or better. I would say 95% of them are 1080p. I don't have an exceptionally awesome microphone. There is a little bit of, not clearness to the voice, but I feel like my videos don't get the attention that they deserve, primarily because people have other people to watch. Viewers have other YouTubers to watch. So as I expand my titles, the games that I play, I'm hoping to expand my subscriber base and also grow quickly. And in a year's time, I would love to see myself with 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's about it. And that's the end of the questions. That was a lot of fun. My throat hurts pretty bad. I'm very thirsty. Thank you, everyone who participated. Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, War Eagle, Strategic Gaming 22, Matt Allen, and King Pyrrhus. I don't know how you prefer to pronounce it. But thank you everybody for sending me your questions, for participating in my 50 subscriber celebration. Be sure to get the word out there and tell him Jethco is freaking here to stay, and that in 1 year he wants 10,000 subscribers. If you want to see me play a game, feel free to let me know. I can't promise that I will get the game right away and start playing, but I will take it into account in the future when I'm deciding what to play. But thank you everybody for participating, and I hope we can continue having a great time together. We'll see you guys out there.